First, they took your family and your riches. Then they took your health and your pride. Finally, they left you to die. What will you do, exile, when there is nothing left but to live or die?
Well, hi guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. We are here in Conan Exiles, The Age of Sorcery, Chapter 2 of The Age of Sorcery even. And yeah, young Layla here was just admiring the view out over the lake up in the snow here. This is where we finished up our little Christmas video that we did. We've been up here just having a little break. We're back now. And while she was here, she was just sitting and thinking, what can we do? It's a brand new year, 2023. Gosh, yeah, it feels weird saying that. Yeah, 2023. Where did 2022 go? But anyway, hope you all had a great Christmas. Hope you had a good New Year, and that the New Year is starting off kindly for you. And as I say, we're here in Chapter 2, Age of Sorcery. There's a lot still going on. Plenty of videos about of what is going on. Have a look at those if you're interested. And like I say, she was having a think and thought, what can we do? And we thought, you know what, since it's a brand new year, what about like a quick start guide for new players who are literally just starting the game, never played it before, or they watched a few videos on it, they're interested in playing. Why not do a little series just to introduce the game to people? But I know what you're thinking, this is no good. We're clearly at a high level here, we're up in the snow, we don't want to be here. Don't we need to be at the beginning? So yeah, you're absolutely right. Let's freeze time where we are now, and we'll wind back the clock and we will pick it up right at the very beginning where you would start out at level 0. So I'll meet you in the desert. See you in a second. Alright, well, welcome to the Exile Lands for Conan Exiles 2023. Yeah, can't believe it. 2023. So here we are in our spawn location. So you've just created your character, and depending on how you play, whether you want to play with no nudity, partial or full, it's pretty much self-explanatory what that will do, but obviously this is YouTube, so I'm going to keep it with no nudity obviously for YouTube. But this is how you'll spawn in. You'll spawn either here, if I go to a map, give it a second, there we go, the Broken Highway, which we're just here, or you may get spawned just across here. Is this the Broken Highway? Yeah, the Broken Highway, or you might get spawned just about here, which is the Shattered Bridge, I believe it's called. Now personally, if you spawn and you check your map and you find you're here or here, I would try and run across here and start from here, because the way I do it is I would run up from here and we'll go down onto the river, and then there's an NPC here, right about here, where a place called the Sentinels, which we'll show you in a second. You want to get yourself down there because there's an NPC you need to speak to, and it's pretty safe down there for just starting out. A lot of new players would think, right, the second I spawn in, oh look at this map, it's huge, right, I'm going to run off over here, or I'm going to run up there, swim across the river and go up here, or oh that green area looks fun, I'm going to run all the way up there. I'll pretty much say to you now, if you are literally brand new to this game, forget 3/4 of this map, even forget this quarter of the river at this end. It's not terrible hard, but it's difficult enough. Stick to sort of where these sentinels are, maybe a little bit this way, but I wouldn't go any further than F at first. Stick to the rivers, certainly don't go too high up here, because there's a lot of not terribly hard enemies, but they do hit a little bit harder and you can get overwhelmed easy. And I mean look, we've got nothing, we've got no gear, no equipment, no armor, nothing, we're literally just starting out. So as I say, you'll spawn in, I'll explain that chest in a second. So you land here. Now you can either follow this path, but before you do, you want to run up.
Behold, bonded one, the very boundaries of civilization. beyond the passage of our highways, by the wild places of the world, where untamed savages make endless war upon each other. You cannot pass into the endless wastes enslaved. Your bonding prevents it. Return. Follow the road. Any road. All roads lead to the city.
So yeah, so you'd interact with that, and then as you can see the top right of my screen, mine are different because of where we're up to, but you'll have all little things to do, like do a punch, do a kick, do a roll, climb if you haven't already done it. It'll all pop up. They are what you call your journey steps, and the more you follow those, they'll change each time you do one. It's the top three, top right hand of the screen. Each time you do a journey step, it'll change to another one, and it also gives you XP, which will help you to level up really quick. And as you're running down this pathway, you'll notice like all of this here. If you run through all this, you can hold, if you're on PlayStation, keep tapping your square button. See my inventory there, I've got a bit of stone, a bit of plant fibre and some seeds. You pretty much gather those as you're running up. So if we take a quick look at this chest, why do you need these? Well, plant fibre, branches, seeds you will need to be able to cook some gruel, which you can kind of eat yourself at first, but that's more for when you come to taming thralls, which we'll explain in a later episode. You'll also pick up bees and bugs. Bugs you can eat. If you get any of those, again, do a new inventory or pop them on your hotbar, as they are there. If you eat one, it'll say sated on the left hand side, and you'll also get another journey step for eating. And as we run down here, if I can remember the rockets on, if it's not there, there will be a note that you can pick up, which again gives you some dialogue from somebody who obviously entered the exile lands. And there's also a water skin that you can pick up with a little bit of water left in it. Drink that, that'll give you another journey step. I would put the water skin on your hotbar somewhere here. So to access that, you just hold L1 and then use your right toggle stick to select what the item is. If you want to put something onto your hotbar, hover over it in your inventory, hold L1, select where you want it to go, and then release. Like, hover over it, sorry, press X, and then release, and it should add it in there. So yeah, that's the things you'll gather as you're running up. You need branches, because branches and fibre. The plant fibre you also need because you can make twine with it, which you need twine, fibre and branches to make yourself one of these, which is called a bedroll, which if I pop that on my hotbar, can't see it here because it won't allow me to place it. I know that, yes it does. See how it says spawn point saved on the right there. This you want to pop down when you get onto the river. That will give you a save point, so if you die, you'll respawn on that bedroll. You'll lose everything that you had, you'll lose all your equipment, but you'll get a marker on your map that will have like a skull symbol on it, to allow you to find your body. Then you can go back and grab all the stuff that you had, hopefully. So that's the bedroll. We'll take that with us actually. And also you need the fibre, because you can craft in your inventory these, that's it, chest, hands, legs and feet. So if we grab these out, what you would do is, as you're running up, so you're running along, let me just take some, I'll take all these pieces with me actually. So take all, right, so as you're running up, that chest won't be there obviously, that's just for my benefit. As you're running along here, make your way down, and then as you come along here, yeah, there we go, you can see them there. Water skin and the note. I won't pick the note up now because it'll spoil the dialogue, but I'll let you pick that up. But if you pick up the water skin, again, like I say, I would grab it, pop it on your hotbar somewhere, because then whenever you need to drink, you can just use it like that, so much easier. So as you're going along, keep checking down these sides, pick up your pieces of rock. I won't keep doing it now because obviously it'll overload me, but keep picking that up. You're pretty much following this down all the way as far as you can go. Now obviously my stamina's running out a lot slower because I do already have points, because I am max level on my on this server. This is my private one that I use for testing and for a lot of my videos. But yeah, you'd follow this all the way up, keep running along, and then that made me jump, man. So as you're running, keep gathering your bushes. That guy will make you jump and fly off. It won't hurt you. Craft your clothing items, which they'll gradually one by one go on to, they'll actually automatically go on to you like that as you're running along. Again, you'll get another journey step called clothe yourself. So you'll do that, make your way along this pathway, keep running along. You can't go wrong really. Because your first aim, as soon as you spawn, is to get yourself up here. Because if we look in our right hand side of our menu, these are all the things you've got unlocked so far. So there's your twine, there's your bedroll, and that tells you what you need to craft your bedroll. Then you've got your stone tools there, so you would craft them. Once you've picked up a branch of stone, they highlight like they do at the bottom there. And you click X on it and that will craft it. And then once it's crafted it will either place it in your inventory or straight onto your hotbar, depending on how you've got it set up. And as you can see there, I've got them on my hotbar because it's just a lot quicker to do. And then you want to get in here. Another little journey step that you get early on is obtain bark or get bark. So just hit a tree once, that'll come up saying get bark. If you switch to your pick, you can get wood. Pretty much want to run through here, keep gathering a few bits as you can. Don't pick up too much stone or wood just yet because you don't want to weigh yourself down. Now, these little imps you can see, they're not terribly tough. They're not attacking me at the moment because for this video I am cloaked and in god mode. But see how we just kill that poor little guy then. They will try and attack, but if you just dodge a little bit, even if you've got your hatchet or your pick on you, see, look at that, really easy. Take them out, and what you want to do, if we quickly check our map here just to see where we are, if you feel like you're getting lost, we're now here at the river. We want to go to our left slightly. Just try and be careful if you jump down here, don't necessarily jump as much as I did then because you could hurt yourself a little bit. Try and avoid sort of that corner just around there because there is a crocodile. If it does aggro, it's just coming up there in front of me now. Jump in the water here and just swim for a minute, you should lose aggro. You can drink again there, fill that water skin up that you got. And then we want to aim for these big statues here that are called the sentinels. And at these, well, the base of this one, there's an NPC who you can speak to. There we go, you see, the sentinels that'll come up with that. And this is a really good little area, not so much the island, but across the other side of the river just there, or even here, there's a great little spot just to build yourself a teeny little hut, just to give yourself a little space to hide. Most of these guys are friendly, these won't normally attack unless you see them a bit bigger than this, and if their eyes are glowing, watch out because they will come up on their health bar where they'll have like a skull symbol just on the health bar, which is one skull. It means they're corrupted and they will just instantly attack you, and if you haven't really got a weapon, even a stone weapon, they could probably kill you early on. So just run into the river again, or this is why it's good to create a little shelter because you can hide out of the way. So I'm going to come up to this guy.
Another new one, eh? I can smell it on you.
Learn your middle one there.
Like
that's your very first.
I'm Arcos. Once a sailor, now a wanderer. You didn't think you were the only one, did you? You should go up north. There's whole cities of exiles up there.
Now, I won't do each. I won't do the whole. I won't do the full speech with him, otherwise we'll be here all day. But yeah, I'll tell you some different things. And when he says up north, he's referring to obviously further up into the map, whole cities of exiles. I mean, you've got this red area here, the unnamed city. Totally avoid that until you've got a really good thrall to fight with you, and you've got good armor and good weapons, because you will just get killed real easy there. Like I say, as a newbie, don't go much past this island here, so about halfway here, and then up this way a little bit. I wouldn't really venture too far that way, or certainly too far up north. Stick to the river till you've got a good few levels behind you and you've got decent equipment to be able to defend yourself, and even tamed a thrall, which we won't talk about in this episode because that's for a whole other episode about taming. But also, just quickly, where these shellbacks are, these eggs, you can grab these, and if you get them, just eat one. You'll only get 3 normally, I think. I don't know why it gave me 3 from 1, but yeah, you'll get, unless you're playing on a single player and you've increased everything for your harvesting slightly. Eat them, they'll help you survive. Plenty of aloe here. I do have a few videos on the channel if you want to check those out, showing some areas around here where you can get plenty of these aloe leaves from, which you need to make the aloe potions, which heal you, and some wraps later in the game. Even on the harvesting for the bushes, the wood, the stone, iron stone that you can get that will need to upgrade everything to iron. There's a few areas all around here. I've got a few videos on the channel, you're going to check those out. They just give you a basic guide to farming resources at the start of the game. There is also a friendly city that you can eventually go to, which once you've made your way up here, this area, this is a friendly, well, 99% friendly area where nobody will attack you, and you can get a lot of your crafter thralls from there later in the game. But again, that's for another episode. But if you want to know a little bit about that city, which is called Sepamaru, City of the Relic Hunter, I think its full title is, I have a video on the channel for that. There'll be a link for it at the end of this video. And we are in Chapter 2 Age of Sorcery at the moment, which means there's lots of sorcery going on, which again, videos on the channel if you want to check those out, give you a bit more information on it. There's also one talking about the Headhunter event, which is an event currently going on at the moment. Again, link for that video will be at the end of this one. Just a quick one, guys, over here, a bit of housekeeping. If you are enjoying this sort of content, if you like what I do, please do give me a thumbs up. Just pushes these videos out to more people. I want to try and help people, especially new players that are just considering trying Conan for the first time. It really helps. Thank you for subscribing if you have. Consider subscribing if you haven't, and then it just means it's totally free to do. It means you get to see any videos that I post, be it on Conan Exiles or any other games that we're covering on the channel. I mean, it's a new year, who knows what's going to come next. So yeah, just to finish up with then, next video we'll talk about some little build ideas. You don't want to go anything too crazy, but you can just make yourself a nice little starter base, just enough to give you room to make a furnace, eventually get a blacksmith, a carpenter and a tanner, which we'll talk about what all of those are for and why you need them in that next video with some build ideas. But one little spot more or less is right here where I am now. When I used to play, I'd do a little 5x3, so I'd go 3 blocks out that way, 5 along, and then just put a little sloping roof on it. I'll build one at some point for the next video, and a couple of other ideas of locations and ways that you could do it and show you how they work, all done with the new construction hammer now, which again, you're making your inventory on the right hand side there. So just for a quick overview before we go, as you can see there in the centre, the top of our centre bit would be our character's health, your stamina bar underneath, and then obviously it shows your character, and then the 5 boxes down the left of our character are obviously our armour slots, so your head, chest, hands, legs and feet, and the left hand side is your inventory for what you're carrying, and it would also describe at the bottom of that when you hover over what that item is that you're hovering over. And then if we press R2, this is our knowledge. So when you'd first start out, your very first thing you'd want to unlock is that, which unlocks a lot of other things for you. These show you all different things for your survival. Pretty much self-explanatory, each thing when you hover over them. On the right hand side it'll tell you what they are and what they're for. But if we press R1 now, as we can see there, they're all the building pieces we can unlock. And the different levels, so very beginning, then salvage, journeyman, then master, and then you've got your DLC pieces there. Go R1 again. This is more decorative, so you don't need to worry about these. Got R1 again, this is where you start getting the interesting stuff now. So your water skin, bedroll, torch, hide bedroll, all those different things where you can make an actual bed again, and we'll go through this properly in more detail in a slightly later video, but this is where you would learn your tools and all your stations. We'll cover this in the next video when we've got a little starter base set up and explain how you do them, where you get them from and what they work for. Survival or primitive cook, storage, planters, we don't really need to worry about these yet. This is all to do with your thrall taming, all to do with armour again, all different things. These are all different weapons. It's a lot to take in. Armour, religion, sorcery. If you've learnt sorcery, if you haven't learnt sorcery, this is another tab that will only appear once you've learnt it, which to learn sorcery, if my game doesn't freeze, you've got to go up towards the unnamed city, and I haven't done it on here I don't think, but it's a little cave round about here that you've got to go into to learn it in there. There's a few corrupted shellbacks to run past, because they're not worth fighting when you're such low level, but you probably want to do that after you've gained a few levels and got yourself a pretty decent little weapon just to get yourself through, where you can just run through and ignore them. But we'll talk about that in a later video. Again, a guide to sorcery and where to go to learn that and how to do it is there on the channel. Do check it all out. Plenty of Conan Exiles content on the channel. We're a new channel just growing, trying to bring out new guides and helpful tips and tricks for people looking to play Conan Exiles and see what it's all about. Oh, and yeah, the hairstyle I'm using, just so you know, you won't get this at the base game when you create your character, but once you hit level 45, I believe it is, maybe later, you can unlock a station called it Herb of Nergal, or Nergal if I'm pronouncing that correctly. If you place it down, it will allow you to change appearance features on your character, and this is the very last hairstyle on there that you can select. So if you don't like your character as you're playing the game, once you've got that, you can always change how they look a bit later on in the game. Right, so that is pretty much it, guys. As I say, I hope you found this helpful. Looking to do more content in the future. As I say, in episode 2 we'll look at a little starter build which is purely out of stone and wood and a bit of fibre and branches to create a nice thatched roof. It's going to be very, very basic, literally something for what you need if you're a brand new player, just to start you off. So you've got a place to put your bedroll, a place to make a little campfire and cook some food, and give you some decent survival and a good head start in Conan Exiles in 2023. Alright guys, if you enjoyed that, give me a big old like, subscribe if you haven't, leave any comments down below, ask any questions if you've got them, I'll do my best to answer them. And until I see you all in the next one, I'll say farewell. So bye bye for now.